Thanks,
From
Liz.
Senate Armed Services, Senator Marsha Blackburn. The senator was a major player driving the Trump RNC platform for an American revival in the economy and much more. Former President Trump thanking the senator for that. Senator, this is quite a story. It's great to have you on the show tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. Is this more than just a bad night for Biden, that debate night? I mean, the White House is getting criticized after John Kirby and Karine Jean-Pierre said Biden would hold a, quote, big boy press conference. Is this more than just a bad night, that debate night?
Elizabeth, what this did was to prove to the American people that the White House has been gaslighting them on what Joe Biden's condition is. And now they're acting as if they are so surprised that this happened. But all along, the mainstream media, the liberal press, the White House, they have known. They could look at Joe Biden and see the diminishment. In 2020, there were questions about his fitness for office, looking at his mental health and the concerns for him on his health. And now it really, you've got to look at January 27th. And I think the American people looked at this and said, hey, wait a minute, are we being told the truth? And they've doubted what they have been told by that inner circle surrounding him.
Senator, the question, too, is can President Biden secure America, protect America, if he reportedly will not work past 8 o'clock at night, only works 6 hours a day? Because the Wall Street Journal reported that Germany's chancellor and German diplomats were surprised in 2022 when Biden had to go to bed and could not make an early evening meeting on Ukraine. Antony Blinken went in his place. That was 2 years ago.
That's correct. And now stories are beginning to come public. And I think the credibility of those around Joe Biden is pretty much shot with the American people because they realize now, oh, it wasn't just an occasional flub up or losing a train of thought, that this is something more serious. Many people are just so concerned for the president's health, and they're very frustrated with what they're being told by the White House. And I do think that, you know, we're going to let the Democrats sort their issues out. But I think the credibility and trust issue is the one that, for many Tennesseans that I've talked to that voted for Joe Biden, they're really very frustrated with that.
Yeah, when you get beyond that point of no return, you can't come back from it. So, you know, everyone's focused on former President Trump saying NATO needs to pay its fair share. The U.S. foots something like a third of NATO's bill. We've got 90,000 U.S. troops in Europe. There's growing frustration with Canada, 7 NATO allies not meeting the 2% minimum GDP defense spending requirement. So they're focused on Trump saying, yeah, they need to step it up, when isn't the issue are our enemies? It's Iran, it's China. I mean, Iran, DNI Avril Haines said Iran is going to fuel anti-Israel protests in the U.S. before the election.
And the remarks by Avril Haines are of tremendous concern to us, that this is their expectation, this is their analysis and their prediction. This is not something that is a partisan statement. So, Elizabeth, you have to be worried about that. And we have to realize Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, that is your new axis of evil. They are working in tandem. When you look at who is supplying some of the rockets, some of the drones for Russia to attack Ukraine, what do you find? You find North Korea and you find Russia, and that China is bankrolling. So NATO, yes, they should be stepping up. Every country should be paying their fair share. And they should be wanting to do that to help secure the EU, to help secure their region of the world, and also to make certain that we address the harm coming from that axis of evil every single day.
Senator Blackburn, pleasure having you on. Thanks for joining us. It's good to see you again. Now let's get